Where will you run to now? General Boris Koskov is the president of Ukraine, and he has been in this position for the past 25 years. But this journey had not been easy. It took a lot of hard work, struggle, and bloodbath, which brought him to this position. And it was on the day of his 55th birthday he first laid eyes upon the beautiful Larissa Ivanov, his second wife. Wish you many returns of the day, sir. Appreciate it, Lieutenant. Who is this woman? She is the daughter of Mr. Dmitry Ivanov, a very wealthy businessman. He always funds our campaigns. Take my proposal to him for his daughter. Yes, sir. As you wish. Upon the orders of the general, the following day, his second-in-command, Lieutenant Viktor Khrushchev, invited Mr. Ivanov to his office. I never thought I was important enough to be invited over to your office. You don't know how important you're soon going to be, Ivanov. General Boris sends you his proposal for your daughter, Larissa's hand. Larissa? But she's only 17. Well, 17 is a good age to become ruler of Ukraine. And you do understand what refusal may lead to. Yes, of course. Father, how could you say yes? He's a tyrant. I cannot marry that old man. Larissa, what choice do we have? If you do not agree to this marriage, what do you think will happen to your family, to your sisters? Seeing no way out, Larissa agreed to the marriage. And not long after was the grand wedding in which the entire country of Ukraine celebrated. Congratulations, sire. Ah, my friend, the man who knows the future. How are you? Doing well. Wish you a happy marriage, sir, for the many years to come. Sir, meet our young major, Luka Chernov. He has assisted us greatly in the recent operations. What is it, Major? Are you not going to congratulate me? Of course, sir. Madame, best wishes to you both. After the marriage, a separate mansion was arranged for Larissa, where she found herself all alone, with no one but the servants living beside her. General Boris's first wife, Mira, who was quite elder than her, lived in her own mansion. However, she never conceived any children from Boris and lived alone herself. As for Boris, he sometimes visited Larissa, and sometimes Mira, and other times elsewhere. Life in this grand mansion, despite all the luxuries, was like a prison for Larissa. The only moments she felt some relief was when she was out learning to horse ride. "This horse is beautiful. Madame, this horse hasn't been trained yet. It won't be safe." "It's all right. Help me up." Larissa often went horse riding to get her mind off things. But it was one day, out in the courtyard, she got herself into a bit of a situation. "Madame, jump off. I'm holding on." "Are you all right?" "Yes, I'm fine, madame." "Bring me information on him." "Yes, sir." "Sir, Madame Larissa and Major Luca used to know each other." "Leave." That night, Boris spent at the mansion. As he sat in his bedroom, Larissa came to meet him. "You seem happy." "Yes, Boris. I'm with a child." Nothing could have made Boris happier, but today, listening to these very words increased his agony. Although he didn't say anything to her, Boris can no longer trust Larissa. "Boris, I'm ready for the ceremony." "You look beautiful, but something is missing. What is it?" "Boris, what are you?" "Get changed. We're late." "Stop. Not you. You. Come here. Open the door." "But sir, he's a major." "You remain quiet." And this became the beginning of Boris's harshness for Larissa and humiliation for Major Luca. "Oh, I dropped a coin. You get it." "Yes, sir." "Larissa, did it upset you what I did at the parade today?" "No. Why would anything upset me?" "Why would anything upset me?" "Then why don't I give you a reason to be upset? You have such beautiful hair." Larissa's life became miserable. Boris treated her horribly, doing anything and everything he wished with her. Things came to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. And in all this, on excuse of visiting her family, she returned home. "How has my sister been?" I don't have words to tell you, Nadia. How did you get this bruise? What happened, Larissa? Nadia, will you please do something for me? Anything. Give this letter to Luca. The truth was, what Boris suspected was right. Luca and Larissa had known each other. In fact, they had feelings for each other. Larissa's father was also fond of him, and Luca had thought he would propose for Larissa's hand once he reached a good position. But before he could do anything, Larissa was forced to marry the general. This is from Larissa. Larissa? Luca, I can't live like this anymore. Take me from here. Save me. Tell Larissa to meet me in the courtyard 3 days later, at midnight. Luca planned to elope with Larissa. And the night Larissa was to escape, she left a last letter on her bedside for Boris. You're not a human. You're an animal, and it's not possible for me to live with you. I'm leaving, and if you try to harm my family, I'll expose your secret. That call for Khrushchev. Yes, sir. Sir, have you called for me? Larissa has fled with that major. Find them right away. Yes, sir. I'll send out the soldiers to search the area. No. No one should know. It will be a shame for this country if people know the general's wife has eloped with one of his soldiers. Don't worry, General. I will never let Ukraine be in shame. So Lieutenant Khrushchev selected 3 Secret Service officers and set out in pursuit of Luca and Larissa. And it was not long after he brought back news to Boris. Sir, we have found them. They're hiding in a cave on the south side, by the mountains. I know that place. I'll go there myself. In the darkness of the night, General Boris and Lieutenant Khrushchev ventured out into the woods until they reached the cave. Sir, let me go before you. No, you stay out here. But sir, this cave is like a maze. Don't worry. I know this place well. Taking the torch, Boris climbed in, slowly proceeding his way in the darkness. Reveal yourself. There is no way out for you tonight. Within a while, Boris smirked as he saw a figure in the darkness. He approached with his rifle, but as soon as he neared, he stopped, seeing the body of a friend. And just then, Luca stepped out with Larissa. So you told your lover my secret. Well now, you won't escape out of here alive. But just as Boris held up his rifle to shoot, he felt a cold nozzle behind his head. No, Boris. Your game is over. Victor? Nearly 25 years ago, Ukraine was at war with the country of Pandora. At the time, Boris had been a mere soldier in the army. It was one night on the battlefield. Boris had been injured by the enemies. And barely escaped out to a cave. However, he was soon found. Where will you run to now? Please, spare my life. That night, Boris pleaded for his life, and he was taken to the Pandorian army camp, where he gave up all the information of Ukraine. It was then that the Pandorian Secret Service planned to place Boris in the heart of the Republic of Ukraine and take over its government. It was then that Boris became the next ruler of Ukraine. Fighting proxy wars against neighboring countries on false pretense, in order to take control on behalf of Pandora. He did everything to serve the interests of Pandora, even if it meant ruining his own country. And while Boris was at task, the fortune teller who often visited him was actually a Pandorian spy who came to take information and pass on information on what would be his next step and goal. However, it was after Boris's marriage to Larissa that she discovered who this mysterious man was and what secret her husband was hiding. Larissa managed to pass on the information to Luca, but there was something about Luca himself that she didn't know. Luca was the illegitimate son of General Boris's second-in-command, Lieutenant Khrushchev. Though Lieutenant Khrushchev was never able to publicly accept Luca as a son, he did all in his power to support and bring him to the position he was in. However, Khrushchev never betrayed his country. When Boris had told him to take his proposal to Larissa's father, Luca had approached him. "Father, please don't do this. I love her. I truly love her. Do this for your motherland, son. Your ruler is your lord. We cannot betray him." Khrushchev had even sacrificed his son's love for his country. And it was when Luca had eloped with Larissa, he fell furious. "What have you done? You have betrayed your country." "No, Lieutenant. It was not him, but your general who betrayed this country. Who do you think that fortune teller is that visits him? A Pandorian spy, the real puppet master of your ruler." "I told you, Boris, I will never let Ukraine be in shame." Lieutenant Khrushchev took the fire torch and threw it on the ground. Before he, Luka, and Larissa left Boris to his misery in the cave. But just before she was to leave, Larissa turned around. "Boris, you're a traitor, a tyrant, and even though this child is yours, I'll never let your dark shadow to fall on him." Close the cave. And alas, the same cave where Boris had once shook hands with the enemies and betrayed his own country became his grave. O people of Ukraine, I am grieved to inform you, General Boris Koskov has been assassinated by a Pandorian spy, but now with him no more. His wife shall become your queen, and the child in her womb, the son of Boris Koskov, shall be the next king.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.